Hi, I'm Renee Dade, and welcome to this month's Literacy Advocacy Circle. Today's literacy awareness topic is entitled A Call for Literacy, a brief history of anti literacy laws in the United States. This presentation will provide you with insight and heighten your awareness of anti literacy laws and the progression of literacy for people of color amongst the antebellum, Civil War, and Reconstruction era. Except in the South, it is often indicating three different timelines of history of education and the impact that it had on African Americans. The three distinct timelines or time frames are the Old South, the New South, and the American South. And understand that often when we read history, it is written as American history. However, except in the South, its purpose is to distinguish the mindset, the racial differences and disparages that Blacks or African Americans had to face in the South. Except in the South, it is important just to note that South Carolina led in creating the anti literacy laws. And what the anti literacy laws basically were saying is that we don't want Blacks to learn how to read, we don't want them writing, we don't want them to be at a place where they are growing intellectually because plantation owners feared that if these Blacks learned to read and write, they could fake documents, they could learn how to become free, and then they would lose their dominance, the white supremacy or power from a white male perspective. They feared that a revolt or insurrection occurring. And this happened specifically after the Nat Turner Rebellion and also the Stoner Rebellion, as mentioned in 1739. So the main takeaway, though, in this occurring with the anti literacy laws, we still have people who wanted to bring about equality for African Americans, people such as Margaret Douglas, who taught Black children. She was caught and arrested and then sentenced to prison time, but it's notable in her efforts to try to educate Blacks during this anti literacy time. It's important to note that after gaining physical freedom, individuals who had previously been enslaved or these freed slaves made significant sacrifices in order to attend school. They sometimes lost housing, they lost work, they often exchanged food in order to go to school. And so it allowed them to psychologically feel free because they no longer had to be in what will be an involuntary servitude. I also want to mention General Oliver Otis Howard, in which Howard University, a historically Black college, is named. His efforts, his philosophy, it seems, after reading about him, was that literacy and biblical truth is for everyone, regardless of their race or gender. He demonstrated his philosophy through leading with the Freedmen's Bureau, and he is known now in history as being one of those propellers of Reconstruction, in my opinion. Is it time to reconstruct? Let's be the change that we wish to see and ensure equality continues until it's truly pursued. Let's reconstruct our thinking to acknowledge that there is still a gap amongst literacy for people of color and that of whites. Let's strive to lessen the gap and reconstruct the dynamic.